is going on? This is episode 220 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, in what's gonna be an NPC mini. Okay, Eric, still gone. So it's just gonna be me tonight. Eric will be back next Monday, though. He told me I'll be back next Monday. So expect him back. We'll be talking a lot of Mario Maker 2. It'll be a good time. But hey, that music you just heard was from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. Remember, this is an unofficial Nintendo podcast. And if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/NPC. That'll save you. That's your free book right there. Go get a free book. If you want my free book, you got to go to n64josh.com/audible. The chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat, go to n64josh.com/OP Seat. Automatically save $10 at checkout. They got new chairs, guys. Go check them out. Check out the website. It's slick. It looks so good. So good. n64josh.com/OP Seat. And if you want to get my book, Another Castle, paperback from Amazon, n64josh.com/Another Castle. There you go. With that, we're going to jump on over to the announcements.
Hey, listen.
Okay. Hey, guess what? This week, Super Mario Maker comes out, and the Super Mario Maker podcast has 5 episodes available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that stuff. They're also available on YouTube if you want to consume them that way. And a lot of people have. People are ready for Super Mario Maker, I think, because, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been good. It's been pretty excited. Not going to lie. Gets me pretty excited. So, the other thing is, I'm a slacker. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm a slacker. I work quite a bit, but, sometimes I forget the things that I'm going to do, but n64josh.com/connect is going to happen. Okay. It's going to allow you guys to connect with me on all the places. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Somebody remind me to do it. All right. Somebody remind me to do it, because I keep on forgetting. Okay. So don't let me forget, but n64josh.com/connect. That's going to be all the places that we can connect together. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. I think the next thing we're going to do is we are going to talk about what I've been playing. So, here we go. Okay, so let's see. I talked about my friend Pedro last podcast, and I went back to it. That was the question everybody wanted to know. Hey, is he going to go back to it? Yes, I went back to it. And I got to the point where I unlocked shotguns. And I was like, wow, this is fun. This is really fun. So, I'm recommending this game. I like it. I like it quite a bit. So, definitely check this one out. The controls, I said, they take a little bit of getting used to, but it's fun. It's fun, and you just feel like you're doing this dance, and that you feel a little bit unstoppable. But if you're not careful, you will definitely be stopped. So be careful. Okay. Excellent action. Again, I went back to it because I know that's kind of the thing, right? A lot of people ask, like, did he go back to it? Is he going to play it a second time? He did the first look. First look's up on YouTube, guys, if you want to check it out. But the game just keeps getting better the further along I get. So I do recommend checking that one out. The other one I played was Crash Team Racing. And I know, don't tell Mario. I put up a picture on Instagram that was like, don't tell Mario that I am playing this game. All right, don't tell him. And here's the deal. It's not Mario Kart, but that's okay. It's not terrible. Now, the first day, kind of bad. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. If you watch my first look, you're gonna probably laugh because the load times, I'm not joking. We were talking about reading an encyclopedia. It was taking so long, like the entire, just the E section of an encyclopedia to get through the load screen, because they were bad. They're bad. Now, from what I saw online, is that they did push out an update pretty quick. From my understanding, I haven't had time to go back to it and check it out. I like the overall feel of the game. It totally gives me a Diddy Kong Racing vibe, right? You've got like an overworld, you're driving to different places, you have kind of an adventure mode, and all of that's great. All that's really good. The tracks are pretty cool. They look good. The racing itself, that's probably where the game, like, it's not as good as Mario Kart, I don't think. This is just my opinion. Chat is saying Crash is or Sonic is greater than Crash even. Wow. So that's crazy. I wasn't expecting to see that. But so I mean, overall, I'm pleased with the purchase. I'm glad I picked it up. The one thing that you want to keep in mind, if you're like me and you plan on playing a lot of Mario Kart, Crash will throw you off. The moment you go back to it, it will throw you off big time. So just keep that in mind. The look of it's decent for the Switch. The textures are a little bit soft and things like that. It's all the stuff you'd expect, right? Crash is only running 60 on the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. So you're not even getting 30 on the regular, or you're not even getting 60 on the regular Xbox or the regular PS4. And the same is true for the Switch. They're all running at 30. So I'm saying this game's going to be pretty good once they get all these things kind of patched out, but kind of strange that it launched the way it did. But hey, that's just the way it is. I don't quite understand how those load screens were okay, but I don't understand how all of it works. I just play the games. Actually, and I spend more time talking about them than I do playing them. So, that's kind of the reality of it. Overall, though, for $39.99, I would say it's worth having in the collection. The first thing I did was set up and play split screen, and that was actually pretty fun. The glide mechanic or the slide mechanic, quite different than Mario Kart, right? Very, very different, but a lot of stages. You got a lot of variety. The weapons are so different. Like basically the way I look at it is I have a big learning curve with this game, and I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to put the time into it that I would like to be able to get the most out of it. But pretty fun overall. And plus GameStop had the cool like Crash in a little grass skirt like dashboard bobble. So I had to have that. I had to have it. So there you go. With that, we're gonna jump on over to the news. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw the picture posted in the Discord earlier today. The limited run games, they are releasing the Star Wars NES game and Star Wars Game Boy game, and they look like the 70s, 80s. I'm not sure exactly when they launched the toy line, but they look like they're in Kenner boxes, but it's the cartridge for the NES and the cartridge for the Game Boy. Very cool. Very cool. This one's going to be hard for me to pass up, honestly. And I actually have a boxed copy of Empire Strikes Back for the NES right now in my collection. Actually, I also have it for the Super Nintendo. Both of them are in the box, so that's kind of funny. Looks really good. Go check them out. I know you can probably find them. Check out Limited Run, their Twitter or something like that. You'll be able to see. Exactly what I'm talking about, because these things look clean. And if you're old like me, you're probably going to really enjoy seeing the box art and everything. They look pretty sweet in a collection, that's for sure. Okay, so next up, here we go. The Nintendo Switch Mini is just not going to stop, right? Like there just seems to be too much stuff pointing to this thing. So I snagged the Nintendo Life article here. It says Taiwanese memory chip supplier reports stronger than expected demand from Nintendo. Okay. Let's see. Micronics, a memory manufacturer which supplies chips for the current Nintendo Switch model, has reported a stronger than expected demand from Nintendo, noting that it would fuel the company's growth momentum throughout the second half of 2019. Well, guess what? We're getting close. that second half. Like, we're kind of there, right? So let's see their revenue. Let's see, they such a strong demand that it boosted their revenue to a point where it is now 30% up from where it was in April, which he just the chairman described as very unusual. Okay, very unusual. So this on top of, you had a Chinese company, Hansun, and the gaming retailer Game both shared Switch Mini accessories on their websites. I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like this thing's happening. And again, I've kind of talked about it. I think I'll get into it more with Eric next week, but it seems to me that this thing's right around the corner. And I really hope the design is something that's really stellar and that people are really into. Give us if the Joy-Cons don't come off, please give us a real D-pad, right? Give us a real D-pad. That would be great. So, I don't know what else to say about this. Like, when is Nintendo going to announce it? I'm not really sure. It's like, if they've already got the accessories coming out, they're already, we now see that they're talking about the chips and having, stronger demand for them. It really could be just a matter of time before we get this announcement. I mean, it seems so close to E3, like it was just, but who knows? So, Switch Mini. I don't know. Right around the corner, I guess. Lastly, and it's kind of been a little bit of a slow news week, but Mario Battle Royale. I don't know if you guys saw this, but like this was put together, by a programmer, and he basically set up a game that lets about 75 players jump into a single level and race for the flagpole. And it's funny because we talked about this very thing on this podcast, right, at one point. And of course, Nintendo has issued a takedown notice, right? They're like, yeah, you can't do this. So the game's still there. You can still play it, but the artwork is now different. It no longer looks like Mario. It looks like I don't know. That they go into some different details with the enemies and things like that. None of it looks like, I mean, you can still tell, but it's not. It's enough anyway. Apparently, that everybody's going to be okay with it, I guess. So, you can still play if you want. It's just that no more Mario theme. So if you did get to play it, maybe you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you're on my site and you can leave a comment. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Did you play the Mario Battle Royale, and what'd you think? Was it a good time? Was it fun? So it sounds like it'd be pretty fun, and who knows, maybe Nintendo will be like, oh, that's really a good idea, let's make this ourselves, and that'd be great. So with that, we're gonna jump right on over to the talking point. Here we go! All right, so I figured we'd talk a little bit more about Super Mario Maker 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch on Friday. And there's some interesting things, like Kotaku reported that if you have the Joy-Cons connected to the Switch, you have to use touch controls in order to edit your stages. And I think some people are kind of like, why is that the case? I saw a bunch of different tweets. I saw some people getting kind of upset. I mean, it's the internet, right? Everybody's upset, and it is weird that they're limiting the way we can create, right? Like, if I could play handheld, just let me build handheld if that's what I want to do, right? It's just kind of some strange thinking there. Game Explain has a lot of great videos, guys. I highly recommend going and checking out all the stuff that Game Explain has been doing. They've been really knocking it out of the park with Mario Maker stuff. They've been taking requests from the community to see what can break the game, what works in the game, what doesn't. Some of my favorite stuff, few highlights. If you haven't listened to the Super Mario Maker podcast, this is some stuff I talked about on there, but the thwomp, they take a thwomp and they put a parachute on him, and he starts to take off really fast and then he just kind of slows down, like the parachute is acting as a brake. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I really like seeing that. So like they're testing like how many floor spaces do you get? Well, in this one, in Mario Maker 2, you get 4,000, which is double what it was in Mario Maker 1. That's huge. That's a lot of spaces. I believe, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me on this, maybe somebody can correct me, if tweet at me, whatever. But I believe that the total amount of pieces was 2,000, and now you get 4,000 just ground pieces, and then 2,000 of your other blocks, and then certain things are like they go through and explain it really, really well. So I do recommend checking it out if you want to get some details about Mario Maker before it launches on Friday. So the one thing that they were talking about is it's going to take some time to get used to creating levels. So if you played this on the Wii U, just expect that. Expect it to be different. I mean, it's pretty nice right now. Honestly, going and playing that with the stylus, you're just knocking your levels out, and it just works, right? And you could go from the gamepad to the screen, and everything worked really well. I'm still like, I mentioned it on there. Like, I kind of wish when I was docked, I could download the Super Mario Maker 2 app to my 2DS, my 3DS, and create stages with that stylus. I know some people thought I was crazy, but like, man, I'd be down. I'd be down for that, just to be able to create levels with the stylus and, possibly just play the levels right there with my 2DS if I wanted to. But it's not going to happen. So we're just going to get used to it, right? And it's going to be a little learning curve. There's going to be just kind of that, that probation period, getting used to just building with the controller. This is what we're gonna have to do, especially if you're streaming, you're playing with your Switch docked. Like, you're gonna be building with your Pro controller, or your Joy-Cons in a grip, or however you do it. And so one of the things is that I talked about on the Super Mario Maker podcast that I wanted to bring up too is like level design, because it is it's something that's really important when it comes to this game, right? Like, you can just jump into Super Mario Maker and you can just throw enemies everywhere, right? You can just spam enemies everywhere. And that's going to be like, you're going to see a lot of that, especially I'm sure there's going to be a lot of younger kids that are just like, look at this 900 Goombas, And so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The beauty of it is at least they have to finish the stage in order for it to be uploaded, right? That's a good thing. The thing to keep in mind, and this was the kind of the main point of the Super Mario Maker podcast, is that just think in terms of themes. And if you go and play any Super Mario Brothers levels right now, just look for themes. Maybe the theme is the lifts that move up and down. Maybe the theme is the Koopas. Maybe it's just Koopas, Chat is saying 4K spaces and only 900 Goombas. Well, the thing is, I think only so many fit in one screen. Like, the way it works is like everything is going to just, like, everything fits in one screen, and then you have to transition screens. So chat is also pointing out that the Wii U had a stability update today. So those of you that were concerned or wondering, there you go. That's happening. So but just think about themes when you go to create something. Like some themes, and this was pulled from a Sieve gaming video I was watching, just kind of doing some research, trying to find like some good content on creating levels and what makes them fun, and they make some good points that, like, in some Super Mario like World or Super Mario 3 levels, your theme is one particular, like Dry Bones. That is like your theme, and you see those throughout the level, and that's kind of it, right? And I know a lot of people might think like, oh, I got to throw lots of enemies at this and make this challenging, but like, think back on how Mario levels were made and why they were fun. There wasn't always that many enemies. There was enough that, like, I mean, I think back to the first level of Super Mario Brothers 3, And you know, the way they show you how to kick the turtle to get the first leaf, and you have some piranha plants shooting fire at you, and you have some Goombas that you got to take out so that you can fly up where the coins direct you. And all of those, just like those minor, those minor things together, that's what makes those levels so much fun to play. Sometimes, like that level in particular, you could fly to the top, you could then fly again, and then you're back at the end. That's it. You skip most of the level. But it's also kind of nice when you're firing the game back up, right? And you're like, I need to get back to World 5, that you can just fly through some of the levels. I think it's okay. I think it's good game design. And so, again, I've said this on the other show. I'll say it now. Like, go back and play some of the classics. If you got on Nintendo Switch Online, fire that bad boy up. Jump into Super Mario Brothers. Jump into the Lost Levels. Jump into Super Mario 3. Even jump into Super Mario 2, because who knows? We might see that game style make its way over to Super Mario Maker 2. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. I'd also be cool with Odyssey. I think that would be great as well. So I'm giving you homework. Okay, here's your homework. Play some Mario 3. Go check out Game Explain videos, because they've got some just some great details, and you know, trying to see if they can break the game, things like that. They're doing a great job. So go check it out. All right. I have one other little thing of news. It's not like this was just something I saw from Twitter. There is a YouTuber by the name of Rogers Base. Really good dude. He's going to come on the show at some point. We've talked about it. We just haven't had the scheduling hasn't worked yet, but he got to go hands-on with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Okay. And he seems pretty excited about it, and he's going to have a video coming to his YouTube channel very soon. It potentially could already be out, but his tweet just said, you know, I'll put the video out when Nintendo says I can. So we don't, he didn't give a specific date. So I'm not exactly sure when exactly we're going to be getting to see his video, but it should be very soon. And I think what he did say, either in his tweet or in his video, you guys can look it up, but he was like, he really liked it. He said he really liked it. Now I think he's a big fan of that series and the style and that kind of stuff. But he did mention specifically that he liked the support role and the things that you did at the school. So I don't entirely understand what that means, but you know, maybe if you can just add a little more hype to your hype level for this game. There's a little bit of info dropping, and the game's going to be here before we know it. So we're going to start seeing more stuff very, very soon. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it. Let's wrap this thing up here. Okay, well, hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening, for all you do. If you're here with me live on Twitch, appreciate you guys. Really, really, really do. If you're listening to this after the fact or watching it on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate you guys just checking out my stuff and being a part of this journey with me. Okay. I do want to let you guys know about a piece of content that I worked on this weekend. You guys remember Caitlin was on last episode, Caitlin Burt. We did we're doing a little series on YouTube called We Just Met, and we are focusing on content. And the one thing that we touched on yesterday is how to deal with trolls and, you know, just some of the disgusting things that are said in Twitch chats, and how we can, as a community, bring about some solutions and make like Twitch and live streaming more fun for everybody. Because what happens is we see people that have potential, they just stop producing content because they get so bummed out and frustrated with what is going on in their chat. And so as a community, I think we could be better, and that's kind of some of the stuff we talked about. So I'll include a link to it in the show notes, but if you look for Caitlin Burt on YouTube, you're going to see the video right there on her channel. Make sure to give her a sub and leave a comment on the video. We'd love to hear from you guys, get some more conversation going around this thing. So if you want to follow me, guys, head on over to n64josh.com/connect. You know I'm on Twitter, things like that. I'd love to connect and chat with you. I'm going to be on the I think it's called the the Hylian Gamer Cast. I'm not exactly sure the name. I can't remember. I just learned about it as a podcast. It's from Game Over Jesse. He's a Zelda YouTuber. I'm going to be joining them this weekend. I'm also going to be joining the Nintendo Guru on Friday afternoon. We're going to be talking, I think, like just kind of some post E3 stuff. And oh no, we're going to be talking Breath of the Wild 2. That's right. We're going to be talking Breath of the Wild 2. So that should be a really fun show as well. That'll be coming out on his feed. So I got a lot in the works, a lot of different interviews lined up, things like that. A lot of fun stuff. So we've also got the community calendar. That's right. You can go check that out. So guys, if you want to follow this show, it's at NPowercast. If you want to check out the show notes, it's n64josh.com/NPC220 for episode 220. You can email the show if you'd like, npc@n64josh.com. If you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, head on over to n64josh.com/audible and check out Another Castle. Chair I'm sitting in from OPC, n64josh.com/OPC, automatically save $10 at checkout. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Really do appreciate you, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye now.